Now at 9, protests continue following the decision not to indict any of the officers in Breonna Taylor's case. Reaction tonight from Ball State's campus.
Plus, the New York Times got a copy of President Trump's tax returns.
And we're falling into fall this week as a cooler temperature pattern sets up for the rest of this week.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Grace Benkowski.
And I'm Amelia Cisno.
New on NewsLink, we're hearing from the president of Ball State's Black Students Association following protests across the country.
This comes after a grand jury's decision not to indict the officers involved in the incident. NewsLink Indiana's Tyler Brummett joins us here in the studio. Tyler, what did she have to say?
Well, Amelia and Grace, BSA President Destiny Mitchell says the discussions happening now have been years in the making, and as tensions nationwide are at a boiling point, Mitchell just wants answers.
The grand jury voted to return an indictment against Detective Hankinson for 3 counts of wanton endangerment.
It was a decision heard across the country.
This is what democracy looks like.
3 officers, 2 of them facing no charges, 1 indicted for endangerment. This leading to outrage in several cities, a protest even seen on Ball State's campus.
Breonna Taylor, she could have been anyone. She could have been me. She could have been my sister. She could have been my mother. She was at home. She was in the comfort of her own home, and she was violated.
Destiny Mitchell is the president of Ball State's Black Student Association. After multiple incidents over the years, she believes now it's more important than ever to speak up.
There needs to be a complete total shift in the culture and how all minorities are seen. And honestly, there is no equity. There's always going to be a difference because we're minorities and then there's the majority.
But some of those demonstrations at times turning violent, which Mitchell says are the result of pain caused by racism, but she believes it overshadows the real message.
The peaceful protests have been getting turned into riots by people who don't have the right intentions.
And as protests continue, Mitchell says BSA's work here at Ball State is just getting started.
It will not stop with 1 demonstration. It will not stop with 2 demonstrations. There will be multiple, and we will continue to do this until there is justice and equity.
And I did ask Mitchell if she would support defunding the police. She told me at this point, really, it is a must, but she also wants people who don't experience racism or discrimination. She says right now it's really important that they get out and that they speak up, and of course we're going to continue to stay on top of this.
All right, thank you, Tyler. Sticking to campus news, no new COVID cases have been reported in the past 24 hours through the partnership with IU Health or through outside sources. There are an estimated 24 active cases on campus, 23 being students, while 1 is an employee. There have been nearly 1,000 cases reported since the beginning of the school year. Meanwhile, there have been nearly 119,000 cases reported throughout the state of Indiana. Out of those, 3,365 people have died from COVID-19 in Indiana to date. And Johns Hopkins University just announced that the death toll across the world from coronavirus has reached 1 million.
Quarantining has become the new norm on Ball State's campus. Catherine Sigel from NewsLink Indiana tells one student's experiences with COVID-19.
COVID-19 has taken a toll on a lot of students on campus. Claire Harper, a freshman at Ball State, experienced all the emotions as she navigated through Ball State's COVID-19 process.
So my experience through Ball State, if I could describe it in one word, I would say very unorganized. I got COVID the 2nd week of classes, so I know they were flooded with kids getting sick and not really sure what to do about it.
While the experience to get into La Follette was chaotic, being a student while having COVID-19 was not a struggle for Harper.
My experience being a student was definitely easier than I thought it would be. Most of my professors, all my professors actually, were very accommodating. They helped me out a lot. They would email me every day, make sure they were in contact with me. Like my Honors 100 teacher, she made sure I was okay. My RA was texting me and asking if I wanted to play iMessage games. So everyone was really nice in that aspect.
Quarantine may be an unwanted experience for students, but Harper made the best of it by advocating for herself and being creative.
I would recommend that you, if you're not happy with the situation you're in, talk to your hall director or talk to whoever was contacting you about it, because they will accommodate you. They just don't from my experience, they didn't offer it up front.
In Muncie, I'm Catherine Segal, NewsLink, Indiana.
Airlines are struggling in the pandemic, and now many of their employees are only days away from losing their jobs. Tens of thousands of flight attendants, pilots, and mechanics will be furloughed starting Thursday. Pete Muntean tells us what this means for the industry.
I'm here with just one request.
Airline CEOs are making a new plea on Capitol Hill to avoid a layoff cliff only days away.
Please, Congress, we need you to do your job, and we need you to do it now.
A new CNN analysis finds nearly 50,000 airline workers are facing furloughs that begin October 1st.
It'd be a very, very horrific event, I think, if that happens, given all the support.
Doug Parker is the CEO of American Airlines. It sent involuntary furlough notices to 17,500 of its workers. At United Airlines, the new number is 12,000. The furloughs industry-wide, from mechanics and gate agents to pilots and flight attendants like Angela Frid.
It's very emotional, and you know, I'm scared for myself, I'm scared for my friends.
This is real people moving their stuff into their cars and trying to figure out how to survive.
This new push means a new bailout for airlines. A new bill would give carriers $28 billion to keep workers on the payroll through next March.
This is taking longer and is deeper than most people expected 6 months ago.
New TSA figures show air travel remains stalled at 30% of last year's levels. Airlines are losing millions of dollars a day flying planes that are only two-thirds full. But more help is facing new slowdowns. The Capitol is now consumed with a Supreme Court pick. House Democrats want airline assistance in a larger recovery package. Industry leaders say they need to know now whether workers will be saved.
6 months from now, I really don't believe we'll be anything close to this level of furloughs and hopefully zero.
Pete Muntean, CNN, Washington.
The New York Times is saying it has obtained copies of President Trump's tax returns. It reports the president paid no taxes in 10 recent years because he claimed his businesses were floundering. The Times says President Trump paid $750 in federal taxes the year he won the presidency, and $750 his first year in the White House. He paid no income taxes at all in 10 of the 15 years before that. The Times reports Trump's properties are struggling, and he has hundreds of millions of dollars in debt coming due. It also shows he's in an IRS audit battle that could cost him $100 million. The president calls the article fake news, and his attorney tells the paper he's paid tens of millions of dollars in, quote, personal taxes. The Times surmises that refers to taxes not related to his personal income, such as Social Security for his household staff. According to the Times, Trump's finances are increasingly dependent upon businesses that cause him a political conflict of interest. Trump was born into wealth, having received more than $400 million from his father's empire.
A giant digital clock warning about the effects of global warming is looking for a new home. The clock had been on display in New York's Union Square as part of Climate Week before coming down Sunday. As of today, the climate clock says the planet has about 7 years, 3 months, and counting before needing to achieve zero emissions. And, you know, speaking of climate change, Amelia.
I mean, it's a very important topic, and I'm glad it's coming to surface a lot more often. But, I mean, I think it can be hard for people to notice climate change from day to day, just because sometimes the weather doesn't line up with it.
Definitely. How's the weather looking this week, Maddie?
Well, we definitely saw a change in the climate today. We've been seeing highs in the lower to mid 80s in the past 5 days, but today we saw only a high of 70, so slightly below average. We hit this high of 70 just after midnight, and temperatures have been falling throughout the day. Currently, temperatures are sitting in the mid-50s, 55 in Muncie, 50 up to our north in Fort Wayne, 54 in Indianapolis, 54 in Bloomington as well, and 57 off to the south in Terre Haute. As we head into tonight, we'll drop down to a cold 43 degrees, just a few scattered clouds out there, and light winds from the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour.
After the break, a new Barbie is hitting the shelves to send out a message.
Plus, Sonic's menu is growing just in time for spooky season.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Many of us dream of going viral on YouTube, and one Ball State student has achieved that dream. NewsLink Indiana's Mackenzie Rupp tells her story.
Social media is more than just an app on your phone. For some people, it's a career. Ball State University sophomore Julia Christ has a very successful lifestyle-related YouTube channel, and I got the opportunity to talk to her.
I got involved with YouTube my senior year of high school. I really have loved video and editing and stuff my whole life. Ever since I was young, I would take my parents' little camcorder that they had to record family videos on, and I would vlog and stuff as a 9-year-old. YouTube has changed my college experience a lot, definitely with my time management skills. So being a full-time college student and then also working full-time as a YouTuber, making full-time income basically, definitely has made me figure out lots of ways to stay productive.
Julia recently had a video on how to customize your phone hit the trending page. That video currently has over 6 million views and was second in the United States.
So having a video on trending means that anybody in certain countries, they are videos that are popular or have a big amount of views in a small amount of time, hit the trending page. So mine actually hit number 2 in the US. I know I was number 1 in the United Kingdom and a bunch of other countries, as viewers were telling me. So basically what that means is that there's one little tab on YouTube, and if anybody in the world clicks on it, they will see whatever video's up there. So me being number 2, whenever anybody in the US clicked on that trending page, they would see my face on there.
Going viral on social media is difficult, and becoming an influencer is even harder, but Julia has proved that it is possible. Mackenzie Rupp, NewsLink, Indiana.
And for all those who want to be famous on TikTok, you have just a little bit more time to do so. A federal judge is allowing TikTok users to continue downloading the app for now. Judge Carl Nichols is temporarily blocking the Trump administration's attempt to ban the platform. TikTok is challenging the Commerce Department measure, saying it deprives the company of due process. Judge Nichols has voiced a similar view during an emergency hearing Sunday, and later issued his injunction. The ban was supposed to start this past Sunday. Officials postponed it for a week after President Trump tentatively approved a deal aimed at addressing his national security concerns.
A new Barbie doll is encouraging people to vote. It's a relaunch of Mattel's Cheryl doll featuring activist and actress Yara Shahidi, but it's getting a fashion makeover. This Barbie wears a t-shirt that says, "Vote." Mattel says this doll will be available to ship October 9th, which is just in time for Election Day. Sonic Drive-Thru put 2 new limited-time Halloween treats on the menu. The trick-or-treat blasts 3 candies together, M&M's Minis, Snickers bar pieces, and Oreo cookie pieces. There's also the option of getting it in vanilla or chocolate. The new desserts are only available through November 1st.
Well, we're seeing quite a dramatic change in temperatures from the last 24 hours. We are 20 degrees colder in Muncie today than we were yesterday. I'll have more weather updates after the break.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. I'm weather forecaster Maddie Johnson. We saw quite a refreshing day of temperatures as in the last 24 hours we've dropped nearly 20 degrees. 20 degrees colder in Muncie today, 17 degrees colder up in Fort Wayne, 17 as well in Indianapolis, and 16 degrees colder down to our south in Terre Haute. As we look at current temperatures, we're currently sitting in the mid-50s, so quite cold out there. 55 your current temperature in Muncie, 56 in Kokomo, 54 down in Indy, and 54 down in Bloomington as well. As we take a look at our weather the past 5 days, we've seen high temperatures in the lower to mid-80s, topping out at 84 yesterday on Sunday. Today, however, we only hit a high of 70. This is below average, and as we did hit that high right after midnight, temperatures have been falling throughout the day today. We'll continue to see falling temperatures overnight tonight, dropping from the mid-50s down to right about 50 for the start of the day tomorrow. Taking a look at radar, we did see some rain earlier, and that did help bring those colder temperatures to central Indiana. That rain is making its way off to the east in Ohio, bringing clearing conditions to central Indiana. Muncie right now seeing partly cloudy skies. As we zoom out to most of Indiana, seeing dry conditions, a couple of scattered showers up to our north up here. We don't expect to see any scattered showers in our area tonight. However, we do expect to see plenty of clearing and dry conditions. Those dry conditions leading to a cold low of 43 degrees, mostly clear skies, and winds out of the west at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Heading into tomorrow, we also see dry conditions, a cold start to the day, 45 and mostly sunny at 8 a.m., 58 at noon, and then warming up to a high of 62 at 5 p.m., a perfect day to wear a sweater. Taking a look at precision cast, we do see some rain chances make their way into the viewing area. Some slight showers up to the north of Muncie on Wednesday, as well as rain chances making their way back in during the afternoon and evening on Thursday. Cloud cover returning for Friday and into the weekend. With those precip chances this week, that does put us below normal in terms of precipitation. We also remain below average in terms of temperature from the next 6 to 10 days, and we can see that illustrated here in the MIT's 7-day forecast. Taking a look, we see high temperatures in the 60s this week, 63 tomorrow, 67 Wednesday, down to 60 on Thursday with some slight rain chances, and then down into the 50s to start off October. 56 your high on Friday, 57 on Saturday, 55 on Sunday with some rain chances in the forecast, and then back up to 62 on Monday. Quite a fall-like seasonal pattern setting up for our region.
Ball State football is officially back. Hear what the team is saying after the break.
Plus, we'll have the latest in high school football for the week. Stay with us.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up-to-the-minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not
What
funny.
on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Nathaniel Smith with sports. After the Mid-American Conference announced that football will return, Coach Mike New is getting his team ready to play. Instead of months to prepare, New having just 5 weeks. The opportunity, unlikely to say the least, the MAC announced they would not have fall sports back in August, but reversing this decision over the weekend unanimously. Ball State thrilled to come back, even if it is a shorter season.
You know, kind of coach told us it was going to be kind of a player movement that we needed to do. It was a great feeling because we felt confident in what we were doing and how they were going to make the decision that it was going to be in a timely manner and for us to be able to play this year.
Obviously, couldn't ask for better news right now to be able to do something that you love to do and patiently waiting for the announcement to come. I know our guys are excited, the staff is excited, we'll be ready to get to work knowing that we actually have an opponent on the schedule and we have something to work for.
The season opener will be November 4th, but the full schedule has not been released. Westdale football season starting off with a Week 1 win, but it hasn't been smooth sailing since. After their Week 1 win over Blackford, the Warriors losing 5 straight by a combined margin of 200-46. With the 38-0 loss this weekend against Monroe Central, the Warriors head coach Brad Hess believes in his team, hoping that they can get back on the right track and finish this season strong. Coach Hess hoping that the tough schedule inspires his team to improve week by week.
We've made too many mistakes to beat them right now, so it's practice time, trying to fix those mistakes and keeping the energy up, taking care of our bodies, and again, just making sure we focus on doing our job. That's a big thing. I mean, we got a great group of kids, and we believe we can still go on a run. We'll be okay. It should be just fine.
Westdale will play Tinley Friday night at home. Kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. And speaking of high school football, NewsLink Indiana will have the latest coverage on games in and around Delaware County this week. First, with the 7 o'clock slate, Muncie Central back in action for the first time since their mandatory 2-week quarantine. They come in at 2-1. They'll host Marion, who is dead even at 500. Now Blackford, they sit at 3-2 and will face Eastbrook, who is sitting at 6-1. Next, our 7:30 slate of games, which is a little busier this week. The 4-1 Delta Eagles are back home this week against 4-2 Pendleton Heights for their homecoming. 3-3 Yorktown hitting the road this week to face 1-3 Greenfield Central. Then Westdale will face Tinley at home, and Newcastle travels to face undefeated Mount Vernon. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at NLI Sports for the latest high school coverage and live scoring updates. Going from the gridiron to the classroom, Taylor University has had an impressive average GPA of 3.0 or higher in every varsity sport for the past 8 years. The Trojans have been excelling in academics, with 20 varsity teams posting a 3.0 GPA or higher, and 12 other teams above a 3.5. Taylor's men's and women's lacrosse teams leading the NAIA last season when ranking each sport. 8 other Trojan sports ranking among the top 10. The Trojans will continue to continue their excellence both on and off the field. Now, ladies, I don't know about you, but I'm hyped for some action.
Oh, absolutely, yes. I mean, it's been so weird not having football this semester.
Yeah, I mean, it has been weird, but hey, we're here basking, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly, we're all excited.
Mm-hmm.
Find out the deeper meaning behind today's National Day next.
Plus, see how Disneyland is honoring a Marvel hero. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. Can you help me? I got it. Thank you. No problem.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now? Right now.
You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
For today's Anchor Picks, it's like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Grandparents' Day, and every similar day combined. Today is National Family Day. National Day Calendar says the National Center on Addiction created the day back in 2001. The organization's interests come from research showing teens who eat meals with their families are less likely to abuse substances. They're also healthier and do better in school. Of course, not everyone has children, and not all children have parents in their lives. So whatever your biological or chosen family looks like, today is the time to honor those you love.
And speaking of honoring, just weeks after the world bid farewell to Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman, a former Disney Imagineer is honoring the late star with this mural on display in downtown Disney. Artist Nicholas Smith says he was inspired to create this tribute to honor his life and legacy. As you can see, the art called King Chad shows Boseman exchanging the Black Panther salute with a little boy wearing a Black Panther mask. Boseman lost his battle with cancer last month.
And you know, I feel like his death really impacted a lot of people around the world.
Absolutely, and it was so sudden. Like, I know a lot of people didn't even know that he had cancer at all.
Definitely, it was heartbreaking. Maddie, what's our final look at weather looking like?
Well, taking a look at the weather for this week, we're seeing a cooler fall-like seasonable pattern start to set up. We'll see temperatures in the 60s this week, 63 on Tuesday, 67 on Wednesday, 60 on Thursday with some slight rain chances in the forecast, 56 on Friday, 57 on Saturday, 55 on Sunday with some slight rain chances in the forecast. We'll see mostly dry conditions this week with some slight rain chances over the 7-day forecast. 62 your high for next Monday. Looks like it'll be a great start to October, perfect time for some sweater weather and some hot drinks.
Definitely, I'm looking forward to the cold weather.
Me too, it'll be really nice.
Yes, it has been hot for much too long.
Oh yes, I'm done with the 80s and I am so here for the 50s and 60s.
I am too. You know, today it was a little cloudy and I didn't even mind it, to be honest.
Oh no,
it was absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Today. Perfect fall weather. It
Yes.
doesn't feel like summer anymore.
Definitely.
Plus we needed the rain.
Absolutely.
All right, that's all for tonight on NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.